We're in the middle of the series between Bly and Dark. And Dark took game number 1, Andre, with great decision-making and counterattacks. But now we head over to Ohana, where we see Bly choosing the map. And I think if I ever played Bly in a series, I'd just be so scared whenever he chooses a map. It's like, well, clearly he has a very good idea of what he wants to do on this map.
You know, a lot of these players actually have a favorite map. I know back in the day when I was playing StarCraft Brood War, there was this map called Coliseum. And whenever I lost a game in a series, I would always go to this Coliseum to do my build. In every single matchup, I just had this one build that always worked, and that's how I got really high in the ladder rankings. And when my opponent picked it, it was like the best thing possible. Like, I was so happy because of how effective I could be in a series, right? Like, I just won one game, and now you're picking the perfect map for me. Thank you so much. And I feel like when I'm Dark in this position and Bly chooses Ohana, I'm thanking him so much because Ohana, yes, it's a little bit shorter, but it's really, really easy to claim your second and your third base. I mean, of course, this small little ramp, and then third base is tucked away in a corner. So I feel like Bly choosing this map actually empowers his opponent a lot more. Of course, Bly, we can expect a lot of different things. Not really known for his macro, though.
But what do we see out of Bly once again? A much earlier pool than his opponent. And with that, we'll see whether or not it's being effective. This time, Bly will drone scout at appropriate time once again, around the 2:15 mark. But does Dark respond to this at all? In fact, Dark did throw down a later pool, so just by the nature of getting ahead, if you throw down just a slightly later the pool, you should be very nice and safe. But Bly is going to instead drone up from this point, just get an earlier queen. Great response. And of course, this is kind of the nature of things. That's why ZVZ has stabilized a lot early on.
And that's why, I mean, even this drone is able to just stop that hatchery from going down. So no longer does your opponent, after going for a 14 spawning pool, have that advantage in the hatchery tech. If you're able to keep up with the drone count, you can see 15 to 15. So really, it's pretty negligible, the openings, considering what we saw from this early game stage. I think there's a really nice way to actually open up. Look at those hatchery timings. Just about 5 seconds away from each other. That's not that bad, even though, of course, Bly takes the slightly worse opening, I would say, economically. He is sitting very, very close and comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, he has his queen out earlier, and he's able to get out more larva cycles. But yeah, in the end, it seems that Dark would have just a slight edge, but it's very negligible, and he is getting an early gas as a result. But a gas this early, Andre, again, he could try to control the map a little bit more, but what does this first gas mean so much? Is Dark going to get aggressive based on
No,
this?
I think this is just a standard timing. You have to actually get metabolic boost so that you have some map coverage going into the 6, 7, 8 minute mark. That's really important to actually decipher what your opponent is doing. And I think that's a very standard time to actually take it. If anything, Bly is taking it very late.
Ah, okay. It's important for me to know this, Andre, because when I start playing Zerg next season, I need to know CBC times. Because it seems like I'm going to hit a lot of Zergs on ladder.
You are.
Just saying. Seems like I'll be playing lots of CBCs.
I've been encountering like 10 billion Zergs, man. I feel like that top Masters, it's just littered with Zerg players. And I think it's because, as I was saying, I think yesterday, the foreign Zergs have just progressed all at the same time.
Yeah, they're all getting better, really. I mean,
and it's a little bit faster, right?
embody that principle, that Zergs have been just understanding what they need to do. And it's not necessarily, you know, Zerg, the race got better, although they did get buffed. It's also because Zerg's able to utilize those tools and realize, well, Zerg's actually really good when they spread creep, or Zerg's really good when we get multiple queens out, and Zerg's really good when we take expansions at this time. And just make sure to scout whatever your opponent's doing. Now, it's come to the point in ZVZ where, again, scouting information is kind of hard to come by, and you can see Bly's already getting some information tonight, and he's not really able to poke out, and that's why, Andre, what you're saying, metabolic boost is so important, but Bly is going to play very much in the dark because he has almost no map control because he exchanged it for early drones. His speed is so far behind of his opponents.
Yeah, and on top of that, he still hasn't gotten his own Baneling Nest, which is unfortunate. And look at this, the Zergling gets in here and sees, you have only one gas, you have no Baneling Nest down. And look at that, 20 Zerglings in queue, 26 Zerglings in queue. Dark, are you all inning?
I guess he sees a strong opening because, you know, there's only one spine. He doesn't see
a gigantic opening, actually.
He doesn't see a huge amount of queens because, I mean, Dark went for 3 queens, so he can be a lot safer. But now Bly, is he paying attention to his overlord? Yeah, he sees a mass of Zerglings, and now he has to kind of respond. He's going to try to throw down an evolution chamber and start making out Zerglings en masse, but things are very, very delayed for his opponent. We see 8 Banelings on the way for Dark, but he's also going to pressure while he has this opportunity, trying to see if he can slam Spinecrawl as well, and that is getting very important for the Banelings to succeed.
Yeah, things are just going to get out of hand very fast with these Banelings entering the fray. Oh! Down goes 1 queen, and the 2nd queen will fall shortly. There is no Spinecrawl over here. Bly's dead.
Oh no, Bly is not able to get out of defenses in time. 1 Baneling snipes the remainder of the Zergling. Nope, 2 more just hatching. They're trying to go for other Zerglings, but these Banelings represent so much. They represent damage. They represent stifling the economy, going straight for the Spinecrawler again. And now Dark has another opportunity to just kill the natural and everything there within. No queens left for Bly, and that is going to mean no ramp protection. With no ramp protection, these Banelings are completely free to destroy everything they want. And, I mean, at this point, what can you really do, Bly? Trying to get up Spinecrawlers in desperation, even placing an infestation pit, but too little, too late. And Dark is all over the pink Zerg.
You know, the silver lining...
Boom! Oh, Bly.
The silver lining is that that infestation pit was going down. I love when I see something like that. Crisis management is being done. You know, he's actually looking to the future to say, okay, assuming that I do win, or I get out of this battle, where can I actually take advantage? Of course, tech is going to be the choice, but that was a 0 probability of actually winning that. So
it was and great recognition. That was very much like what Kokolo was doing in ZVZ, where it's just, okay, well, you know, I wasn't really planning on doing this. He got 3 queens, was going to play defensive and safe, and he says, well, actually, I can just kill you, and just made the Zerglings, made the good attack. Prioritized again. One thing I want to say is that Dark always seems to target the right things. He sees like an opportunity, not just to shove all his Zerglings to bust a ramp, but says, I'm going to snipe the Spinecrawlers, buy time, and when the queen was weak, he just backed off, let his Banelings do the rest. Yes. And from that point on, just great decision making, and Bly in the end, that face, that emoticon says it all. Yes,
and you know, this also means another thing. Dark has his 2nd finals in a season qualifier.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
He was in the finals for NSQ #2 where he lost to Arthur, and he has another chance against Sort of. That is the finals coming up next. We'll find out what happens. Is another ZVZ? Will the Euro Zerg advance, or will we'll have another Korean Zerg advance? We'll find out in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere.